What's the best type of energy medicine for you? At the end of this video, you'll know which styles you'll want to try and commit to based on your belief system, your sensitivity, and your intentions for healing. We are living in very exciting times. People are changing. They're wanting more depth in their lives, and they're understanding that with regard to taking care of ourselves and our families, health and happiness is something that needs to be nurtured every day. And this is not something that we're getting from our current healthcare system, which focuses on pathology. It overvalues profitable drug development and works in a model that is very far removed from nature. So there has been a revival of sorts to get back to the root of medicine, traditional indigenous medicine, which has always been based on energy. Energy medicine can provide you with next level healing. And this means that you'll be able to move beyond just dealing with surface level symptoms and surviving the day-to-day. Energy is the bridge between the body, heart, mind, and spirit. And when it is balanced, we thrive. Energy medicine has the potential to positively affect your holistic health and also the way you show up in the world. So it can help with your career, your relationships, the amount of abundance you receive, and your overall satisfaction with life. I always say that I'm not in the business of convincing people, and here in my clinic in Belmont, California, I mainly work with people who are already very, very open to energy medicine. We work with acupuncture, yoga, meditation, high 7D energy healing. They are already very on board. However, I feel like we are at the point where everyone needs to open up to the idea of working with energy medicine if they want to avoid undue suffering that may come from blocking their healing potential. And there are some forms of energy medicine that are more approachable than others, so can serve you even if you are a little skeptical. All you need is hope. You don't need to understand exactly how it works. I was actually at that stage for quite a while as a Chinese medicine student. So in this video, I'll be sharing a bit about that too to help you build your belief as well. So if all of this sounds awesome to you, let's dive in. So what are the different types of energy medicine? There are so many styles and modalities. And just up front, you'll notice that I'm using energy medicine and energy healing interchangeably. But I'm using energy medicine more because of what I just talked about, how we're trying to pull others on board onto the energy medicine train. And I feel like if we are using the word medicine, they can see how important, how valuable it is, and that it is prescriptive. You do get solid physical benefits. So with most of the forms of energy medicine, I may even say all the forms of energy medicine, pull from the two most well-studied comprehensive systems that we know, Chinese medicine and yoga. In Chinese medicine, we work with our life force energy, which is called qi, and we also work with the blood. They work together, actually. There's a saying that qi moves the blood, and the blood is the mother of qi. So they're yin-yang components that work together and fuel us. They're what animate us, and also related to our jing, our essence, which is our inherited energy. And we can tap into all of this energy through select points on the body along energy pathways or channels that also link up to the vital organs of the body. And with all of the 5 branches of Chinese medicine, acupuncture, massage, dietetics, herbs and qigong, we are moving this energy. We're making sure that it's flowing freely. When it is flowing with ease, then we are healthy. This is when we are thriving. When it is stuck, when it is weak, we feel this as pain in the body or weakness, and this can lead to disease. So with all of those 5 branches, this is what we're working toward, is free flow of qi and blood. Same with all of the minor modalities we experience with Chinese medicine. So gua sha, cupping, moxibustion, these are all energy-based as well. And we are promoting health on every level of our being. Again, the energy is the bridge that helps us experience health physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now with yoga, it is also energy-based. The energy that animates us is called prana, and they have it divided into many types of prana we won't get into for this brief introduction. Just know this is also our life force that is at the center of the practice. The yogis recognize that prana flows through tributaries, channels in the body, just like Chinese medicine, but for them there's thousands of channels that aren't mapped specifically. Mainly they just deal with 3 channels, one going through the center of the body, 2 that serpentine around it, and they connect in with, so the central channel connects through all the 7 energy centers of the body, which we call the chakras. I know many of you have heard of those. And then the other 2 channels serpentine around them and help connect the chakras. And within yoga, there are many styles. There's Jnana Yoga, which is just studying the ancient texts, or there's Karma Yoga, which deals mainly with working through action in the community. What we're talking about here for health is mainly Hatha Yoga. So this focuses on the postures, on breathing practices, on meditation. And then we can weave in the sister science of yoga with that too, Ayurveda, which works with diet, herbs, and other rituals to support your health. Again, on every layer of the being. What I love about yoga is that with the focus on the chakras, this is more psycho-spiritual support that can help you process emotions and further your personal development that way. So whenever we're talking about an energy medicine style or system that works with the chakras, that works with acupuncture channels on the body, even those that are focused on breathing. These are pulling either from Chinese medicine or yoga. And it's important to recognize that because many of us like to go back to the root if we're feeling like we need something bigger or deeper. And this is why Chinese medicine and yoga are the most accepted. They are comprehensive. There's actually scientific studies in both systems where practices are now being embraced by most people. They can see that these systems have tremendous value in treating body aches and pain, body system dysfunction, so with the gastrointestinal system, with the heart, circulation, respiratory health, urinary tract health, hormone imbalances, of course, stress. Both Chinese medicine and yoga are very relaxing, so can help with anxiety, depression, and other mood disorders. Hormonal imbalances, fertility issues, detoxification, elimination, allergies and immune imbalances, and so much more. And you don't need to see or feel the energy when you're working in these systems. Most people are satisfied with just feeling better afterwards. That's all the proof that they need. Now, of course, there are numerous other types of energy healing, energy medicine that have great value. And I'm just going to go through a list of several that I love Of course, I'm not going to be able to share everything, so please don't get offended if your favorite style has not made my list. There's Qigong, which I mentioned is one of the 5 branches of Chinese medicine, but this, instead of using tools like we do with acupuncture and herbs, we're working with the needles and the actual herbs or food with dietetics, or our hands with massage. With Qigong, we're just focusing on the energy. So it is a more subtle practice of either self-cultivation, so you could do Qigong on yourself, moving it in the body. So we clear our Qi. If it is stuck, we tonify our Qi in the places, in the organs where it might be weak, and then we regulate the Qi if it is just needing to be distributed somewhere else, if it's needing better balance and flow. So again, this can just be self-cultivation, or a practitioner can actually project Qi in Qigong on you, either in person, with you laying on the table, beneath them, or even at a distance. Now, Reiki is another popular style of energy medicine, especially here in California. I feel like people know Reiki more than Qigong. They're very similar. Reiki has a Japanese origin that did pull from Chinese medicine. It has a lot of wonderful things about it that are different. And this is mainly projected on people, again, in person or at a distance. Sound healing is another form of energy medicine, and I feel like this is really approachable for people who are maybe on the skeptical side, because we know that the energy produced from sound can be measured. It has a frequency, and we could actually feel it moving through the body when we are close to a source of sound. If I were to ring one of the Tibetan bowls that I have under this table, I could actually feel it close to my body. So it's the actual vibration that helps move the Qi, or move the energy in the body. But we also know that emotions are also linked with certain frequencies and can help us develop that way. So that is more of an up-leveling of the healing you might receive from a sound healing session. And many of you know I love binaural beats too, so that's one way you can be introduced to sound healing just by yourself with some videos on YouTube. Crystals are another wonderful way to work with energy. Oftentimes I use them with the chakras. I actually use them in my distance energy healing sessions more. Sometimes I just like aligning with the property of a certain crystal to bring in certain energy into my life. But we know that crystals have energy that, again, like sound, can be measured. So this is another style that might be a bit more approachable for some science-minded people. This is physics. Quartz is used in watches because we know that the vibration that comes off of quartz oscillates at a certain frequency that helps us move time on a watch. So imagine what it is doing as it lays close to the body. It's not much of a jump the mind needs to go to. Again, you don't need to understand everything. It's your experience during the session and the effects afterward that help build our belief. Now, I put essential oils on this list too, because that's how I use them as energy medicine, because I actually put them on acupressure points along the body. Just like with dietetics and herbs and Chinese medicine, we know that food and herbs have certain characteristics to them that help balance the energy of the body. So if we have what we consider a hot condition in Chinese medicine, like high blood pressure or headaches where the energy is upward moving and hot, using peppermint as an herb or eating cucumbers, bringing things into the body that are cooling are one way to balance it. So I use essential oils the same way. Again, for this example, using peppermint, maybe on large intestine 4, to help with those symptoms, and then to move the energy deeper, so you're also resolving energy stagnation on another level that could actually cause other physical imbalances. But of course, it's the intention that matters here. If we're just diffusing essential oils, yes, we are receiving the energy of the oils, but it's not intentional. So you may not make that connection. Massage can be another form of energy medicine. I mentioned Tuina massage as one of the 5 branches of Chinese medicine that is very intentional in moving qi. Other types of massage I really value are vibrational healing massage and craniosacral therapy. Vibrational healing massage, you're doing a lot of shaking, pulling, rotating the limbs to help free up the energy in the body. So you're using vibration to move it all. And then with craniosacral balancing, you are working with these 2 poles of the spine. So working with the spine, working with the nerves, but the energy body that is, of course, linked to it all. Now, in addition to Qigong, I also do a high 7D energy healing. So it's very similar in its approach, where there is self-cultivation of energy healing. I can also project this on people in person or at a distance, but the intention is different. It is higher level healing, kind of similar to the sound healing, where we were talking about frequency, about raising your frequency, raising your experience in the world, the emotions that you experience most of the time. So lifting yourself out of shame, guilt, fear, anger, up to a state of being more loving, understanding, peaceful, and enlightened. So it is this ascension. And this can unlock people's innate gifts, so psychic gifts. This can improve your energy, so you're attracting in the things you truly want and need in your life. This affects your relationships too, who you are attracting in. And then finally, I am going to bring in shamanism, which you don't usually think of as energy medicine, but it is actually the basis of Chinese medicine. All that we know in Chinese medicine was actually downloaded from divination, from shamanic practices. And you know, I'm a shamanic practitioner too, and even though we're focused mainly on spiritual connection and communication, there is energy healing in that as well. We call it extraction work when we are pulling out foreign negative energies from the body. So very similar in approach to what I do with the Hai as well. Again, there are so many more styles of energy medicine. If there's one you practice that you wish would have made this list, let me know in the comments below. And now let's talk about which style is best for you. If I were you, I would just start with what sounds the most appealing. As you heard what I listed, what jumped out to you? What are you most eager to try? Trust your gut and start with that. However, sometimes we like to do things that are familiar to us. So if you're already very steeped in energy medicine and you're only doing one thing, you may want to branch out to help develop yourself more evenly. Because when we do just stay in our comfort zone, that can make us imbalanced. And what I suggest is, if you are open to it, check out the Elements of Nature series I did here on YouTube. And if you feel that one of the elements of nature is not really in your system, then you may want to use that to experiment with other forms of energy medicine. So examples are If you need more of the earth element, to work with yoga postures, to work with crystals that we get from the earth, from essential oils, with herbs, so the plants that grow from the earth. Using these tools with energy medicine can help bring more balance to your life. With water, we associate that more with emotions, and that type of healing is what you may need if you don't have a lot of water in your system. So it's just focusing on the emotional processing piece of energy medicine where you may want to focus. So using any of these on the list, but focusing on emotions. But I would say you can feel your emotions most when you are working with chakra healing, qigong, Reiki, or Ahai 70 energy healing. If you're deficient in the air element, this would be perfect to explore sound healing or even chanting, making the sounds yourself, which you can also link up with the chakra system, or focusing on raising your energy vibration. If it's fire that you're deficient in, which symbolizes our spiritual connection, the passion that we have around life, the meaning that we bring to it, it would be perfect to work with shamanic techniques or to go deeper with your yoga practice. Have it be a more spiritual practice besides just moving energy in the body. So I just want to note here that it's important you work with a practitioner who is focused on energy medicine. And I'm saying this because you could still practice these modalities without having that intention, like what I was saying with the essential oils. Other examples are going to a yoga class that focuses just on exercise, just on building up a sweat. That's not energy medicine focused. We can even see this with Chinese medicine, with acupuncture. If you're going to an acupuncturist who just works with back pain under the supervision of a medical doctor, they're still doing great work in the world, but this is not comprehensive. This is not energy medicine. It's not going to be experienced the same as someone who is more aligned with the roots. So just know that if you're signing up for one of these modalities, there is actually more to consider. And then finally, for those of you who are skeptical about all of this, you think it's crazy, I'm actually surprised if you're still watching. But if you are, that means you are intrigued. That means you want to believe this. That's all you need, is this strong interest, and then just to build your belief. So where do you begin if that's where you are? First, consider the blocks that you may have. And I wrote a pretty thorough blog post on this that you may want to check out and explore for yourself, because there is usually something in the way, a way we were raised. Maybe it's the people around you. You're embarrassed to try something else because they may think that you're weird or whatever. But many of us have gotten past that a long, long time ago, like me, and I am healthier for it. So once you have the strong desire, you know you just need to remove some blocks and build belief that will grow as your sensitivity grows. This takes time. And as I alluded to before, I did not feel or sense energy at all as a Chinese medicine student. But I did experience the benefits of acupuncture, of yoga as well. And over time, over several years, I became much more sensitive. But during that time, those were the modalities I stuck to. So that's what I would suggest for you. Stick with acupuncture, stick with massage and yoga. Your body will have plenty of sensations with these modalities, enough to help you build your belief, and you will become more sensitive with time to actually feeling the energy. When the needles are in your body, it will feel like you're plugged in, or you'll have this heavy sensation. That is qi. And so I also point that out to my new patients. What they might think is just the needles, they'll start to experience with less and less, and then even with no needles at all, with just the projected energy. So if you want to go that way, all you need to do is open up and receive more. When you rely on energy medicine for your holistic health, your confidence in your body and your trust in spirit will grow. So let me know, friends, if you need any help finding the best energy medicine fit for you. Many of the energy medicine modalities can be done at a distance online. So know that if you're wanting to work with me and you're across the country, we can still do Qigong, a high 70 energy healing, chakra balancing, Qigong instruction, and so much more together. And this is through my holistic healing sessions that I'll link up in the description below. I also have a wonderful course called Yoga and Self-Healing Practices for Holistic Health. I teach yoga. I also teach self-cultivation Qigong exercises in this program. So this is something that you can have forever and download these practices. They are wonderful. You will love it. So if you enjoyed this video, friends, please give me a like, leave a comment below, share this video with someone who could use this support. And if you would like more wellness wisdom, consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the notification bell along the way so you don't miss any of my future videos. Much love and peace to you all, friends.